Welcome back to the James McGee Show. I am your host. I am James McGee. And we have back with us tonight, we've got policeman, author, and most importantly, because today is Veterans Day, veteran Dexter Pitts. So, Dexter, welcome back. Jason Keefe is going to join us, but he'll catch up with us when he gets here. Dexter, welcome back. Um, Last time you were on, you were about to have surgery.
Oh yeah.
So you had the surgery. Tell us about it.
Man, I am a week post-op, and I will tell you all, I am high as a kite right now on Percocets, but I still feel the pain is the bad part. So, but I am not operating any heavy vehicles, but I am running reckless with my mouth still. So,
So we're gonna get the real Dexter tonight, huh?
you get the real Dexter all the time. I just might be a little bit more colorful, man.
Yeah. So, first thing is, Happy Veterans Day to you. You are not only a veteran, you were a combat veteran who was injured in war, and that's some of the things I want to talk about tonight. So I'm gonna wait till Jason gets on. We'll do a toast. I know you can't drink; you'll just have to give us a fist bump.
Me and my Gatorade Zero, man. You know,
Yeah, so
trying to stay hydrated while I'm drugging it. You know what I'm saying? Legally drugging it. Man.
yeah.
Put that out there. Legally. I tell you, I do drugs, but I do them legally. Doctor approved. FDA approved.
Yeah. So folks said Happy Veterans Day, Mr. Pitts. Britt, thank you
sir.
for joining us. And they just had a very colorful show on One More with Jason, and they were fired up tonight. Yeah, it was a guy watched most of it, and it was definitely a good one.
You can always count on One More, and I'm out of here.
You can always count on those guys, man. They are something special for sure. So while we're waiting on Jason, Dexter, tell us just about. You were on before. We didn't dive into your service as much as because we had some specific things going on in the country that we wanted your take on. So we didn't learn a whole lot about you. So tell us about you and your service and why you chose to go into the military.
Man, so I grew up in the military. My dad was a tanker. I was born in Fort Knox, and I grew up around all of that, man. And growing up, I love being in the military, man. It was almost like it was a utopia. It really was. So I didn't have all the issues that the outside world deals with, race and all this crap, man. These people were just my friends. So they talk about diversity. I just grew up in diversity. I had friends from all across the world, religions, and it was never an issue, never a problem, man. And so I tell people I grew up like I grew up kind of privileged because I just grew up in the military and we were always one. We Americans and all that, man. So, man, but I always told myself I would never join because I just hated moving. We get somewhere, settle, I make friends, and all of a sudden, hey, we're going to Barstow, California. Your dad's getting stationed there. With Germany, we zipping all over the place, man. And I just remember when we settled down in Radcliffe in 1997 in Kentucky, and I was like, man, I'm never joining the military because I don't want to have to move around like that and keep having to make friends. I've always just wanted to have a core group of friends, and so high school's coming to an end, I'm thinking like my sophomore or junior year, and just like everybody else, we all watched the towers fall on 9/11. And man, and I just remember, and it's hard. I was like so hurt by 9/11, like everybody, and so confused about it, but I didn't know what I wanted to do about it. But I remember going and watching the movie Black Hawk Down that came out a couple months after that.
Yes.
And I remember seeing these guys on the big screen, these heroes, these Army Rangers, and these guys from the 10th Mountain Division. And it's just like the screen was calling me like, that's what you're going to go do, bro. You're going to go be a Ranger. You're going to go be a badass. You're going to go serve your country, and you're going to kill the people that did this to you all, And so I didn't tell my mom because I didn't want her to know. Then I didn't want my parents to know. So I waited close until I was 17 and, turned 18 and went into the delayed entry program and let my mom know, hey, and my dad that, hey, I'm joining the Army. I'm going to try to be a Ranger, and I want to join the infantry, and I'm going to go fight. And of course, now that I'm a parent, I understand what my mom and dad were probably feeling at the time. Like, absolutely not. You could do a lot of things with your life, but you don't need to go fight. And there, this is what I tell a lot of young kids, man, when they go telling people they were going to go do something and people try to talk them out of it. Listen, if you want to go do something, go do it. There was no talking me out of joining the military. You couldn't talk me out of joining the army. You couldn't convince me to go join the Marine Corps because my mind was set on becoming an Army Ranger. That's just what I wanted to do. And I was locked in, man. I was locked in. I lost the weight to do it. I put in the time and the effort, man, in the delayed entry program for like a year and some change, man. And then when my deployment, when my date came, August 5th, 2003, I was gone, man. And I remember my mom hugging me and holding me at the door. Like I've never felt her hug me like that. And I just thought to myself, man, she really does not want me to go. And I mean, man, and I get to boot camp. And I tell you what, dude, there's a chapter in my book called Do You Want to Be a Ranger? A lot of people join the military with such high aspirations, man. Me, I'm the guy, I'm a big time dreamer, dude. I dream big, but sometimes my capabilities don't ever match up to my dreams. And it was like real quick when I learned, like, bro, you ain't Ranger material. you know, you're not. And now that but now that I'm older and I think about it, I know I wasn't Ranger material. This is what I tell people. I wouldn't have quit Ranger school. I know, because I'm not a quitter. That's just one thing I don't do. But I wouldn't have made the standard that they had set. Because let me tell you something, bro. I could not run. Most dudes can in the army could run, and my parents like, you don't even like running. Like you're joining the infantry, all you do is run. I was like, man, figure it out. Boy, they were not wrong, man. It took me up until the end towards graduation. Like, you know, you got these guys that get on these podcasts, rant and rave, like they're these big time. I came in the army, I was a badass. Boot camp was easy. This was easy. I'm not that guy. I've never been the guy anything was easy to. Like I had to work my butt off in school to get C's, and I barely graduated high school. And that's because I didn't put in, you know, the time and effort that I needed to, man. It was the same for Army boot camp. Like I worked my butt off to make minimal standards because I was just not a physical specimen. As I got older, I've become that because I know how to put the work in to become that. But man,
Yeah.
I just didn't have that in me, man. Like I wasn't this guy that was just soaring through. I was fat, you know, and I was one of like 3 or 4 black guys in the company. So I had all my drill sergeants' attentions. You know, they was always on me, bro. I mean, every time they come around, push-ups, because I thought they were just messing with me, but I see they were trying to make me stronger, make me better for what I was about to endure once I got out of boot camp, basic training, and I got to my unit and I had to go fight, man. So, dude, but I tell you what, I made such a transformation, man. I remember when we graduated in, I think it was November of 2003. I remember Captain Garcia, man. I remember he came up to me afterwards and like, Private Pitts, let me tell you something. I didn't think you were going to make it out of here. He's like, I didn't think you had it in you. He's like, but man, let me tell you what, you are a soldier and I am so proud of you. And man, when he told me that, that's just like put something stiff up in my back, like just made me carry myself with so much pride. Like I was an infantry soldier, you know. I made it through these 14 weeks, man. I passed my test and all that, my PT test, man. And I was just ready to hit the ground running. And I think a lot of guys think that once you graduate Army boot camp, Army basic, it's over. Like you can just chill. Like now, especially in the infantry in 2003, getting ready to go to war, that was the easy part. The easy part was getting through basic. Yeah. Now it's time for the hard part to start. When you have to prove yourself to guys that have just come back from combat. My guys, and I joined the 10th Mountain Division, 2nd Battalion, 14th Infantry Regiment. Now, I wasn't going to be a Ranger, but guess what? My unit were the guys that went in and rescued the Rangers in 1993. Alpha Company 214 Infantry. And there were guys in that company that, guess what? They were there 10 years prior going to get those Rangers out, yo. So talk about having high standards. Man, I remember my first day getting to the company, and I was so scared. I was more nervous to going there than I was going to basic training because I knew what was expected. And I tell people, they ask like, what was the first day like? Man, I don't remember a lot, but I remember what the floor looked like because I spent all day in the push-up position. And no matter what I said or did, I was wrong. Like beat your face. And it was just like, oh my God, bro. Then at the end of the day, you go home and then you laying in your bed like, what's tomorrow going to be like? Guess what? Same thing, bro. You know, just firmly in the rest position, you know, then they constantly break you down and then they're just building you up. And of course, me being a big guy, but hey, you're not going to be a machine gunner. You're going to be the AG, the assistant gunner. So I followed the guy with my leader, team leader, Belfield. He was the machine gunner. I was the guy that carried all the machine gunners' ammo and the AG gear, the tripod and all these other gear. Bro, they loaded me down like an ox. Yeah. And just like walk and keep up. I mean, man, it was every day, man. And I just kept thinking like, man, this freaking sucks. This is a horrible ideal. But I remember them telling us, you know what? We're going to train harder here because once we get over into the Middle East, into Iraq, it's gonna be easier. And man, I've heard so many people say that. I talked to a lot of Rangers that have said that their training at regiment, that their training they do stateside is so much more harder than what they ever experienced in combat. That sometimes going to combat is an actual vacation because the training is that hard, man. And I'm not saying we were Rangers where I'm at, but we had pretty high standards in Alpha Company 214, man. And bro, and you needed and you had to make that standard. And I struggled, man. I mean, it was like rough. I had to work my behind off, man, just to keep up, like, so a lot of books you read about people, everybody's a super soldier, everybody's this, everybody's a true, genuine badass in their mind. And I'm like, I've never been that guy. I'm average. But
I think
average
Jason,
guys can make it.
Jason will disagree. Jason has you way above average.
Oh boy, I am painfully average. I'm average. I'm just stubborn.
that I will agree with.
Very stubborn.
So Jason, welcome. Kind of we're at a stop point. Dexter was telling us about his service. Thank you for joining us. I know y'all had a pretty intense show tonight. I watched most of it. It was a pretty good show.
I got a little hot at the end. I apologize.
Oh,
I didn't see it. I didn't see the end. Was Cincy involved? I'm gonna have to go back and look at that one. So,
Jason, I warn you now. I'm high, man. High as a kite.
That a boy.
Hey, bro. Hey, I was in church on Sunday. I popped the Percocet before I went to church because I woke up, I was hurt, man. And they called all of the veterans down front, in church and started clapping for us and music playing in the background. My pastor, I love my pastor, man. Pastor Dave walks up to me, "How you doing?" I was like, "Pastor, I hate to tell you, but I'm high as a kite right now, but I appreciate you."
I'm high in the house of the Lord.
Jason, Pastor can't drink tonight. He's got his Gatorade. Let's pause for a second. Let's do a toast. Jason's birthday was yesterday, so we're gonna toast Jason's birthday.
Oh, happy belated birthday, my brother!
And we're gonna toast Dexter and all the veterans out there that served our country. And I'm gonna get your take, Jason, on Veterans Day. Let Dexter finish up. Get to a stopping point on that. I know we want to finish up on that, Dexter, but I know we want to dive into your injuries.
Yep. So, man, like I said, I got to my unit in December of 2003. And man, all this time, all we're doing is training for the big day. Then all of a sudden we get the call, hey, you guys are going to Iraq. And this is in 2004, early 2004. Man, in 2004 in Iraq, it was the real deal. And I mean, people don't realize, I tell people, I fought in the second year of a 20-year war when we didn't have the good equipment. Man, we were rolling around in thin-skinned Humvees. We had a couple up-armored Humvees, yo. But I mean, man,
that's a good point.
Yeah. Oh, man, we were at the scrapyard in Kuwait welding on armor to our trucks. They had guys wearing Vietnam flak jackets on their doors, just hoping that, hey, maybe these sandbags and these Vietnam flak jackets could stop a bullet or some shrapnel, So, man, we do that, man. We fly out, man, and we get into Kuwait, and we're there for 30 days acclimating and training. Man, I remember when we crossed the berm on the road into Iraq, and I was just thinking, holy crap, this is it. Like, I'm really here. This is what I wanted. And man, right before we went in, I found out that one of my friends' brothers from high school got killed in Ramadi. He was a Marine Corps. He was a Marine. He was a sniper on a sniper team, man. And somehow they were up on a roof, and somehow they missed their comms window, got ambushed by insurgents and killed them. And so that fueled me going in. I'm just thinking, I'm about to kill everybody in this country. I'm going to kill everybody. They mama, I don't care who you are. I came here to kill. And man, so we get to Iraq, and then it's nothing like what I think it's going to be. Like, I'm thinking it's going to be like combat and fighting every day. And it's not. Like, we're just doing these entry control points, sitting at places and just looking. And we were somewhere in Southwest Baghdad in the country, man. And I'm seeing stuff on the news of guys fighting. And I'm like, this is booty, man. This is awful. Like, man, what about combat? Like, and we had a guy, Sergeant Pedro, with us. He fought in Afghanistan with the 101st during Operation Anaconda. And I was sitting in the back seat complaining. He was like, hey, do me a favor and shut the fuck up. He's like, if I can make it through this whole deployment without getting shot or losing anybody, I'll be very happy. Do you know what it's like to see your buddies get killed? I was like, no. He was like, good. I hope you don't ever have to know what it's like. And I didn't, and I heard him, but I didn't really hear him. Like, yo, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. Because everybody wants to be, when you join the infantry, the military, man, like you go into combat arms, You want to be baptized by fire because you want to prove yourself and see what you're made of. You want to know, you want to see that you can do what you were trained to do. And man, and I didn't realize it was a different type of war, man. So we're rolling around. Then we finally, a couple months later, get the call, hey, we're moving y'all out. We're sending you all to Abu Ghraib. Everybody know what happened in Abu Ghraib back in, I think, early 04 with the Abu Ghraib prison scandal, man. So these people hated us. And man, the moment we went into Abu Ghraib, the atmosphere changed and I knew it was different. And when we took our first IED hit, and I remember my buddy's vehicle got blown up. And I just remember thinking this dude just died in front of me. And that's what it changed from. This is fun. Let's go have fun. This is combat. Let's be warriors to holy crap, it's real. These people really want to kill us. It changed, but you know, I locked in.
The whole world changes at that point.
Wow, dude, I'm telling you, man.
I've never been there, so I mean, full disclosure, I've never been in that position, but yeah, when it's time to get down, it's time to get down.
It's time to get down, bro. It's the same with firefighting, man. You train for this thing, policing. You train for this event, and then when it gets there, it's just like, oh, this is real, man. You know, and so, man. So I just remember we're going through all this stuff and getting hit with IEDs. I remember a sniper took a shot at me, man. And I'm just sitting there like, man, I'm waiting. I'm on the machine gun in the turret. I'm waiting for my time to where I can let loose with this thing, man. I'm going on walking patrols with it. But I didn't realize these guys don't want to fight us fair. They don't want to fight us straight up because they're not going to win. We're too many in number. We have too much equipment and power. And man, so I'm just sitting there waiting for my time. And the next thing you know, I come back home from leave. We're on patrol, and I'm at this one spot at night that we had been to 3 nights in a row. And I tell my lieutenant, we shouldn't be here. I got a bad feeling. He's like, man, chill out, sit in the driver's seat. I go sit in the driver's seat, take my helmet off. Next thing you know, like the world, it's weird. I kind of remember it in 2 parts. I remember waking up in the Humvee at one part, but also kind of remember waking up outside of the vehicle. We get parked on top of a 2155 shell IED, man. And right up under my seat, the guy that said he had a bad feeling, I took the brunt of the blast, man. I mean, this thing tore our vehicle up, but everybody lived. Everybody was jacked up, but I took the brunt of the blast, and I was all jacked up, man. I had my left arm fractured in multiple places, man, compound fractures, and my shoulder, as you could tell, from the surgery I had the other day, my shoulder was messed up then. It's never been 100%.
I know I asked you when I was down there visiting you. I mean, when it happened, and I don't remember this answer or if I asked it, but I think I did. Like when it happened, like what do you remember of the actual like the blast? I mean, do you remember anything? Or
I don't remember a blast, but I put it in my book. It was like I was sitting there, and then all of a sudden I was like transported.
Hearing it from your voice is different.
Yeah, but I was like transported to another dimension is what I tell people. I was like outside of my body. I was sitting in the Humvee trying to catch some sleep, and all of a sudden it's like I'm outside of my body, looking at myself into my chair, and I'm yelling at myself, "Hey, get up, wake up, man, move, you're gonna die, move." And I'm just like wherever I was at, it was like peaceful and serene. It was just like, man, it's kind of nice. Then all of a sudden it's just like in the movies, just snap. You're like back in your body. And your ears are ringing, and then you're like, what the heck is going on? And then the pain is just immense. And you're just like, yo, what the heck? And then I just remember my lieutenant, like, man, I'm going to get you out of here. And he started pulling me to the other's door because my side of the vehicle was just trashed. Man, I remember when I hit the ground, the pain escalated. And I was just thinking, I don't know what's going on. What happened? I just know I'm dying. And I just remember thinking, man, I don't want to die here in Iraq and on this ground. And I just remember looking up at the stars thinking like, man, I'm about to go be a part of these stars. And then I started thinking, man, I better get right with God real quick because I'm about to go be going somewhere real hot because I've not been a great person the last 6-7 months I've been here, So I started praying the Lord's Prayer, man. And I just remember my buddies were like, hey, man, they're working on me, patching me up. My doc's patching up my arm. Hey, we're going to get you in this other vehicle. But hey, I need you to help us, dude. I need you to pull it together and help us real quick. And that man, my homeboy was like, man, he talked to my boy OG. He was like, hey, dog, you were screaming like a bitch, man. But he makes it bad because he does the black. But you was like, oh Lord. but I
remember the part in the book, but like hearing you say it, and for people that aren't, haven't listened to our podcast when you've been on or your podcast, newcomers to James, like hearing you say it, like and explain that. I mean, it's riveting. Honestly, I mean, as shitty as that sounds, I mean, it's a horrible adjective to put with it, but with what you went through, like, holy shit.
Yeah. And I
Like,
tell you, man,
it puts it into perspective of, hey, this is what these guys are going through day in and day out.
and I tell you what, dude, you don't realize how your training kicks in. And then when you hear your brother say, yo, we need your help, even though I was on the edge of death in my mind, I just remember thinking, I got to fight. And I just remember like reaching around with my good arm, like, man, where's my rifle? Somebody give me my rifle. Give me my rifle. I'm like, man, if we're going out, bro, let's slug it out. I'm ready to shoot with one good arm. And they was like, hey, man, Saul's got your rifle. That was our interpreter. And they were like, man, don't worry about it. And I just remember them picking me up off the ground and getting me into the Humvee, dude. And I fell back down to the ground because the pain. I ain't never felt pain like this in my life, dude. And I just remember like, man, I just fallen. I'm like, I got to take another step. Got up and they got me in the Humvee and they drive me to the Baghdad cache. And whoever, I don't know who was driving. I still ain't figured out to this day. But that son of a gun hit every bump on the road.
It's like
in route, dog.
Shitty ambulance.
Oh my God, man. Every bump, and I'm just screaming and just praying, man. And they get me there, you know, they patch me up and, you know, they send me out of country off to Landstuhl, Germany for my first operation where they, you know, put screws and plates in my arm to stabilize it. And then they sent me to Walter Reed once I was healed up there and to the dentist to get my teeth that had been blown out my mouth and all that, dude. I was a mess, man. I couldn't walk for the longest, bro. I just couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything, man. I tell people the moment I realized I was at somebody else's mercy was the moment they was like, hey, man, you haven't crapped in a couple of days. We're going to give you the suppository. And I just remember they rolled me over, bro. And somebody spread my cheeks apart and they put that suppository in. When I was rolled over, I had that little single tear that just, I just never felt so emasculated, dog.
That's called a sympathy tear, my man.
Oh boy. I remember I pissed myself when I was in Landstuhl, man. And it's weird. I remember like I was on a lot of narcotics, kind of like I am now. Like I said, I get high legally, man. But you know, like I remember I was drinking some water and I remember falling asleep and I woke up and I was covered in water and I called the nurse like, hey, I spilled my water, man. Like I need some new sheets. He's like, water? What water? I said, I was drinking water and I fell asleep and I spilled it. Like, you didn't have any water. I was like, why am I wet? He was like, man, you pissed yourself. Like, no, get the hell out of here, man. I ain't pissed myself. I'm a combat machine gun infantry man. I ain't pissed myself. He was like, it's all right, bro. He was like, you're on the life. Like, nah, you don't understand. I'm a grown ass man, bro. I'm in combat. I ain't pissed myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, I pissed myself. I did. Talk about humbling, dude.
So Dexter, there's two things that I want to cover, and I'll tell you we'd keep it short tonight because you know I appreciate you coming on. I know you're hurting and you're on medicine. I really appreciate you coming on tonight. It meant a lot to me because you're a veteran,
absolutely
combat veteran. You were injured, and we wanted to hear from you. But two things that I want to cover is number one, you have not you've been very upfront, and in your book and on the show last time, that you're not the man, you're no longer the man you were before.
Absolutely.
How much did this show? You've had two failed marriages. Now, I don't think they're failure. You've been very upfront about that. I don't think they're a failure. I met your wife. You came out really good. So I don't think you can count that as a failure when you ended up with a wonderful wife. What has that? Who's the Dexter 20 years ago and the Dexter now? When you say you're a changed man, you're not what's the difference? And what did this contribute to that? Hold on. I think hold on, Dexter. I don't know how you got muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
There you go.
You're muted.
Yeah. So man, the biggest difference, man, I've grown a lot, dude. Like my mom and dad would tell you when I was younger, I was extremely gullible. I was a follower. Like I would just do like anybody could take advantage of me, man. Like I was just young and dumb and I just like, hey, everybody, let's be friends, man. And I guess when I realized that, the evil of people in the world, like my heart became callous and hard. And then, like I said, after two failed marriages, man, like I stopped being so easy to love and just kind of I hardened myself, man. I stopped wearing my heart on my sleeve so much, dude, because I used to wear it all the time, man. Like people would get mad at me. I'm like, what I do? Like, What do I do? What do I do to make him mad? Like, what can I do to make it right? And man, and I'll be honest, the military, that did a lot for me, but a lot more came from policing and dealing with people outside that who weren't like me, always yelling at me and cursing at me, man. It gave me a callus, dude, because like I was talking about I posted something on Facebook the other day about Mondani getting elected in New York City, man. And my friend, she's a really good person, dude. Like, she's got kids, you know, she's a stay-at-home mom, just the sweetest person ever. But she was like, what does him have to be doing Muslim have to do with anything? And why can't we just see the best in people? And I remember all my friends were attacking her. And I was like, Janine, I'm going to say this. You're a good person. And you know why? You haven't been corrupted like the rest of us. We've been to combat. We've seen friends killed. We've had divorces. We've had, policing, I mean, all the crap we've been through. You still have a good perspective of the world and you still see the best in people. And I was like, yes. And we need people like her because not all of us can be bitter, sour veterans. Yeah. And we need that, dude.
And we need people like you. We need people like us to because her perspective, we want her to keep that perspective. Absolutely. We want her to have a happy life. And for her to have that, you got to have motherfuckers like us that'll go take evil out.
Absolutely.
And that's what
I would give my hind's eye to have that perspective.
Yeah, you're right. But the thing is, Jason, we weren't built that way. God didn't build us that way. And which I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay with being the protector, and all three of us are. And that's for this lady to have that perspective. There is a hero out there doing something right that allows her to keep that perspective. Now, I think that what I'd like to see people like her do, Dexter, instead of condemning you or anybody else for saying those things, is just merely say thank you.
Yeah.
Say thank you for doing what you have done so I can live in my fucking bubble. That's what, and that's what kind of pisses me off with especially, and look, she seems like a nice lady. I'm not coming down on her. The liberals, y'all know how I start teeing up with them. You live in your little fucking safe space bubble where you're able to live that because there's somebody like Dexter Pitts out there fighting fucking evil for your sorry ass. That's what pisses me off.
And so the worst part is they think that they can tell us how to fight wars and tell us how to deal with these people. And I'm like, you have no clue what it takes. Like, in order to fight a monster, you have to be a monster. But we're monsters with consciences, man. No, they ain't never been in a fist fight, never done nothing. Like, well, I don't think you should have done that to him. You shouldn't speak that way. You can't do that. That's not nice. Well, it's not a nice world.
One time, unless you've been hit so hard in the kidneys that you have pissed blood, fucking talk to you. You have no say in this. You have no fucking opinion in my book unless you have been in some sort of combat situation, some sort of stress situation. Jason, unless somebody has ran in a burning house and pulled a body out, shut the fuck up about what a fucking hero should or should not be, because you're not that guy. Go live in your bubble. But give people like Dexter the appreciation for allowing you to live in your fucking bubble.
And they never will, because they'll be like, hey, take your free meals on Veterans Day and shut up and listen to me. Because that's pretty much what it is, man.
Make sure you go to Applebee's.
Chili.
So y'all know, we'll close with this, and I want to get both of your opinions on this.
Well, I got something I want to add at the end.
Oh, good.
Go for it. I got a little bit of time, man. We ain't got to rush.
So I want both of your opinions on this. Yeah, I do my show on the every morning at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Everybody listening. So this morning I talked about Veterans Day, and one thing that I said was, even though I think that if you kneel for the national anthem, if you burn the flag, if you disrespect the flag or the anthem in any way, you're a no good, filthy animal. But if you are doing that, then at least I want you to thank a fucking veteran for giving you that right to do that. You know, when I see somebody doing that, it sickens me, but there's a part of me that makes me proud to be an American, because people like you, Dexter, gave them that right to be able to express themselves in their filthy fucking way. They're still sorry pieces of shit, but they're free to do it. So what's your thoughts when you see, after what you've been through, you've been fucking blown up, when you see somebody kneel or you see somebody burn the flag, what's your take?
I take it personal, but this is
right to.
I take it very personal because I've had friends died for that flag, for this flag behind me, and I've almost died for it. But at the same time, I tell people that the Constitution does not care about my political beliefs or my political leanings.
Or your feelings.
Yeah, my feelings. It says, you know what? If you want to do that, you can. And like I said, I love President Trump, but I did not like the ban that he was doing where if you burn the flag, you're going to jail. I'm like, no, we don't really do that here, bro. That's not one thing. And I understand what he was trying to do with it, but I didn't agree with it because I'm like, this is the foundation of what we're built on. And I think that says more about America, that if you feel comfortable burning a flag in America, it's because of the blanket of freedom that you are given to do so. Just like the reason we have gays for Palestine here is because you can have that in America. You can't have that in the Middle East. Yeah,
They can't go and put a sign up in Palestine saying gays for Palestine.
Go blow your best. Go blow your best tranny friend in Palestine in the street in a pride parade to see what happens. I want a full report when you get back. I want a full report on my desk. Bro. So, but the fact that people can do I tell people do the stuff here like that because it's safe. You can do that here. People talk crap to police here in America because it's safe, because you are safeguarded by that uniform and that badge. You can do whatever you want here because you are safe. And like I said, that makes me proud that I can provide people that safety. But at the same time, I tell people the Constitution, and our rights, it comes with responsibilities, man.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. What's that?
I said it's a double-edged sword.
It really is, man. It really is, dude. Like, just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean that you should do it. Doesn't mean that it's smart to do it. So can you walk down the street with a fully loaded AR? Absolutely. Now, should you walk down the street with a fully loaded AR as kids are getting out of school with a giant sign that says, I don't like kids? Probably not smart.
Right.
I'm going to come talk to you. You could be like, man, well, my rights is my right. It's your right, but I'm going to come talk to you, bro. And I'm going to be keying in on you because it's not right. It's not smart. But it's legal, absolutely legal. But in the time and age we live in, it's a problem.
You and I both know that in our line of work, people aren't smart.
No, nobody's ever responsible, bro.
So Jason, what's your take? You're like me. You're not a veteran, but you have had a lifetime of public service. What's your take when you see something like that? What's your first thoughts?
I mean, I'm very patriotic. I have a ton of family that has served. I almost served, but the fire department called first, and that's where I went. But yeah, I mean that flag means everything to me. I have I have 3 flags in this room as I'm sitting. That flag means more to me than anything. I mean, outside of my family, obviously. I mean, you know what I'm saying, but I mean, blood, sweat, and tears went into protecting that. Do I like to see it desecrated? No, I don't. No, and I'll slightly disagree with Dexter in the fact that, like, when Trump did, I think it's ridiculous. Yes, like people burning flags, you're getting thrown in jail and whatever. Yeah, there's no way you could ever do that.
Yeah,
but I understand the premise behind it. Hey guys, settle the fuck down.
Absolutely, send a message.
I think that I think that if you're silent and you're the leader of this country and you're silent on that issue, now, Trump doesn't know anything but extreme of everything he does is extreme. But I think that if you stay silent on that, then you're almost condoning it. So I think you have to say something. But, there's 2 things that I'm very strong on, and that's immigration. Y'all know my stance on immigration. Very right wing on immigration and freedom of speech. And people say we need to ban hate speech. What does hate speech even mean? It's either we have freedom of speech or we don't.
Yeah, when you say hate speech, it's subjective at that point.
Yeah, but I disagree with. I think that, there are laws that protect you from threatening speech.
Mm-hmm.
If I can say what I want, whether it's right or not. I can say I don't like Dexter because he's black. I could say it. It's not right.
How dare you, James?
Dexter, did you know? Did you not know you were black?
I've been told. I've been told. Not 100%
I
sure.
can say it. It's not right, and there's consequences for that. And there should be, social consequences. Should I think we got to do better when it comes our side. The conservatives, we have to do better with social consequences and start canceling people, start protesting organizations like the NFL, those kind of things.
Absolutely.
That's how you do that. As far as it being legal, it's legal.
And here, James, you and the organization you were in, Dexter, you and the organization you're currently in and have been multiple different, whether it's military, border patrol, police. Peer pressure works like a son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
That is the best way.
Yep.
That is the absolute best way. And I'm going to be funny I mean, it's not funny, but I had to tell my grandmother, and don't get pissed off at me, Dexter, but we're buddies. I'm like, Grandma, you cannot say colored anymore. You cannot do it. And she passed away years ago, like 10 years ago. She's like, oh, the coloreds. I'm like, no, you cannot say that. Like
they weren't. To her defense, she wasn't being.
That's just how they talked. That's just how they talked.
I get it, but I had to
I agree with that.
I had to bring her back to what the social norms were, and I'm like, Grandma, no.
Oh no, thank God you did. Let me tell you what happened.
You don't do that shit anymore.
No, let me tell you
what happened. That nice colored boy Pitts.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Right for a colored boy.
So I had a friend of mine. That's the right thing to do, Jason, because I had a friend of mine's mom who would be probably in the generation of your grandmother, goes to a store to bring something back, and they said, well, who helped you? Well, that colored boy. Well, they went nuts, and she's like, what did I say wrong? Because nobody told her you're not supposed to say that anymore. Right. So I think that we have to do you're right, peer pressure. We have to do a better job of policing our own. But when it comes to legal, free speech is free speech, man.
You're absolutely right. But in your definitive realms that you're in Dexter's police department, you're retired, but you have your social your social realm plus your side business, and in my fire department, when things are starting to go awry, you get a couple people that really that understand what is right. Now, who am I to say what's right? You have to figure that out for yourself. But you have people in your organizations that when somebody's doing something stupid, and you start small. You have to start small before you can get up here. I know where you're going, James. But before you get up to the fucking government, you got to start small.
I agree with that.
Start with your little groups. But peer pressure, like when you're being a fucking asshole, you're going to get told you're an asshole, right?
As it should be.
Yeah.
See, but that's the problem with conservatives now, dude. We don't speak up enough. And I think we're still kind of finding our identity in this country because all of a sudden we got like, who's the scumbag? The young racist white dude that was just on Tucker Carlson's show.
Nick Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes, bro.
What a fucking disgusting clown.
Horrible person. But yet, I don't see enough conservatives coming up and saying, he ain't us. I told people after Charlie Kirk died, I was like, there's going to be somebody coming to fill that spot, and it's going to be him. I was like, he is not us. We should not be entertaining Nick Fuentes. But you know what? Self-proclaimed white supremacist. No,
I disagree with some. Now I understand, and Tucker. Look, we got shows. We all three have shows.
Oh yeah,
and we're going to bring who we want on. But the problem with this, I
want the debate part of it.
Well, I never heard of Nick Fuentes before Charlie Kirk died, and the only reason he's even relevant right now is liberals started tying the shooter to Nick Fuentes, and I'm like, okay, who's this guy? And then people like Patrick Bet-David, I never heard of him. Let me get him on my show. Well, I don't condemn them or disagree with them, but you're right, Dexter. We We're not trying to separate ourselves from him because it's taboo. We're separating ourselves from him because he's not us.
He's not us.
You know?
No,
He's not. It's not like,
bring him
whoa,
on
we
your
got
show.
to separate ourselves from this guy now because we're politically correct.
Bring
No,
him on the show. Let him expose himself.
Yeah.
Bring him on the show. Let him expose himself. That's my biggest thing. Let him expose. That's why I like free speech. Hey, don't tell white people they can't use the N-word. Let them use it and see that there's consequences with it, bro. Like that's what you have to let people suffer the consequences.
Well, let me tell you, Tucker Carlson is a smart man. What people forget is that he attacked Tucker's family. That was a big thing. He attacked Tucker's dad. And so Tucker brings him on. Everybody's criticizing that Tucker didn't go hard on him. Y'all don't think Tucker knew what the fuck he was doing? Tucker did that and did exactly what you said, Dexter. Let the man talk. Instead of nailing him down, instead of interrupting him, he just let the man talk. And what did he do? He exposed himself for who the fuck he is.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
The art of war, man. When your enemy is making a mistake, don't stop him.
Yep. When James, when you asked me to come on, for Veterans Day, which I appreciate more than you know, my birthday falls like in a perfect time for me. Like I said, I've a lot of military background in my family, but my birthday was yesterday. I share the same birthday, by the way. Thank you.
Sure, birthday with the Marine Corps, man. That's got to be awful.
Share the same birthday with the Marine Corps, which I got a bunch of buddies. Luckily, this year I was staved off the rampage because normally it's, hey, we're going out for your birthday and the Marine's birthday. Well, that turns out to be bad.
That's a good idea.
It turns out to be bad.
When you hear a bunch of, just go the opposite way. Go the opposite way, man. Never ends well.
I got inducted into a game a couple of years, probably 15 years ago. About, hey, I got a game we play on the Marine Corps birthday. If you're sitting in a bar stool and I punch you in the face and you fall out of the bar stool, you owe me a beer. I'm like, I wasn't in the Marines. Like, why are we hitting me? Yeah. But all that to say, my birthday, Marine Corps birthday, Veterans Day, right after. I feel like I'm a very patriotic American, and I appreciate and love everything that guys like Dexter, especially getting wounded, but even serving, going to serve. I mean, I was one signature away from going to serving, but knowing Dexter, getting to know Dexter and hearing his story is absolutely amazing. Christian Bustler. I
love Bus, man. Love Bus, dude.
I was texting with him today. Amazing man. He's going to be on our podcast here soon. But and everything he's done for our fallen, our fallen veterans. But I want to bring up before we end. I know you were trying to get out of here, James, but obviously there's been a huge social media bust. And something dropped yesterday where Mr. Rob O'Neill, is dropping a $25 million lawsuit on Anti-Hero.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And his push obviously is, vets going against vets for one. So I wanted to get your opinion, Dexter, before we head out. But
absolutely,
obviously, we have some close ties to some people.
Very close ties.
Some people that are involved, and Anti-Hero went off the chain with busting Tim Kennedy down first. Then it was Rob O'Neill. Then they hit Shrek. And now all of a sudden everything, and then there was some other shit that came out in between.
Yeah.
May or may not involve trannies. I don't give a fuck.
I don't.
I have an LLC. You can sue me. Get my $1,500. But the fact that Rob O'Neill dropped a $25 million lawsuit on Anti-Hero podcast, I want your thoughts on that. Vets going against vets. because that's his
Yeah.
big thing. Is like, and there's a caveat to that. I literally just watched a Sean Ryan podcast with was it
Mark Bissonette, Matt Bissonette. I'm like an hour into that.
Oh, bro, it's so good. So good.
And so there's two sides to the coin of vets versus vets. But
And that's what I want to hear.
Yeah, it's two sides to the coin. It's like I do believe that, hey, man, we do have to, like we were saying earlier. Yeah, we got to hold each other accountable. Because I've heard stories. I've talked to military guys. Like, hey, what you do in the Army? Bro, I was a sniper. I can't really tell you about it though. Like, what'd you do? I killed a lot of people. How many did you kill? Too many to count. Like, man, get out of here. When I hear stuff like that, it's like, man, go on, bro. Like, yeah, I love calling people out like that because it's like, man, you didn't. Like, not everybody's a badass in the Army, in the military, and the Marines. Right. Not everybody. We have to hold those people accountable. But the problem is, how can me, PFC or Specialist Dexter Pitts, who only was a regular basic infantryman, hold accountable Tim Kennedy, Marco or O'Neill and all these other guys? I can't because I didn't go through their training. So I don't know what's real or what's fake about this stuff. And all we have from both sides of this is, hey, I killed bin Laden. And then these guys are saying he didn't kill bin Laden. Now, my only issue is the guy that's calling him out was not a SEAL guy. He's an Army Delta guy. And my biggest thing is like, if the SEALs are like, hey, yo, man, this dude didn't kill bin Laden, why are they not speaking up? I don't know. There's something's off. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, man, and let's be real. There's been times where the military, the Navy, especially the SEALs, have gone out and said things and it's turned out not to be true. And they formulate these stories like with Marcus Luttrell. His story was it was fabricated. Stuff was fabricated. I don't know. Chris Kyle, stuff was fabricated. Me and the general public do not know. So I can't say who's right and who's wrong. I just look at it as entertainment value, but I hate to see us tearing each other apart in the public eye, but especially when it's money involved. And it all seems monetarily all about money. And I'm just like, man, this isn't the way. But at the same time, we're the military, man. We're supposed to be held to a higher standard. We should not be out here lying to make money off of the things we did in combat. I tell people I probably wrote one of the most honest books about people being in the military. I'm no badass. I'm nobody, man. But everybody's these larger than life guys, and then they put these targets on their back, and then all of a sudden it's like people are calling them out. And man, I tell people I can't take a side because I don't know. A part of me has to believe Rob O'Neill. And then a part of me also has to believe the other Brent Tucker saying something. I mean, he's probably heard and talked to people that know something. But my biggest thing is nobody else is coming out and saying these things. Why not? I don't know. Man. So but I always just find it funny, man. I tell people that, when you dig a grave for somebody, you make sure you dig two graves because, when you seek revenge, you're going to go down too, man. And it's been so weird seeing the whole anti-hero podcasting. Because I talked to Tyler, I've dealt with Tyler. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't know him personally. I just done a show with him here and there, but it's just weird when you make your whole platform of, hey, we're taking down these people.
You're talking about Tyler from
Anti-hero. Yeah. Like, man, these guys, they're taking these guys down that are lying about their service or embellishing it. But at the same time, it's just like, dude, if you're gonna throw rocks, you better make sure your house is clean too, man. You don't live in a glass house made from Temu, bro. Like and the thing is, nobody's squeaky clean. Everybody's got a history.
Or being the back.
Yeah. People in that, people willing to do that type of work are usually not choir boys. They're gonna have something too. And
everybody's dirty.
And in my deal, and to give you my opinion on this, Jason, I think that I got mixed feelings on it, but here's where I stand. You praise in public, condemn in private. I think that now I don't know this. Did they call Rob O'Neill and have an intervention and say, hey, dude, if you don't stop lying, and I don't know if he's lying or not. I don't think he is, to tell you the truth. Or Tim Kennedy, did they call Tim Kennedy out as a group and say, look, if you don't clear this thing up, we're coming after you. We're going to have an intervention. We're going to do this in private, but we're not going to allow you to continue doing this and making money off of it. We're going to publicly shame you. I think that that should be a prerequisite to do that. Because yes, I think you owe it to people to confront them. I mean, as a fucking man,
Yeah.
let's just take the military out. As a fucking man, hey Dexter, dude, you stop lying, dude. I'm going public. Well, you had your warning, and you didn't stop lying. Therefore, I went public. That's just
Well, it's weird because they invited him onto the show, but let's be real. If you're throwing all these accusations at me, telling people I'm lying, but hey, come on my show. I'm like, I'm not walking into the lion's den, bro. Like, I'm not. Hell, no, I'm not setting myself up.
Why
would I?
And they're like, oh, we invited him, but he ain't coming.
He didn't take the hell no. I'd be stupid to walk into an ambush.
I'm gonna walk into a setup, you know. Yeah, I'm first off, you've been shaming me. I don't want to talk to you. I have nothing to say to you. Why would you? Yeah.
So I encourage everybody to watch the latest Sean Ryan. Dexter, what was the gentleman's name?
Matt Bissonette.
Bissonette. I can never pronounce. I miss the last name every time. It is at least on my TV with the YouTube TV. It ended up being like almost a fucking 3 hour long.
It's 4-something hours, bro. I'm like, man, I got nothing but time.
But you're not even at the good part. But there's some of it. So like when they were calling Kennedy, the Kennedy stuff, I don't know much about, to be honest with you.
Tim got caught lying, bro. He legit got caught.
And I'm not versed in it. Never read his book. I've read Rob's book, and I've seen many public speaking events. The story is the same every time I've seen it. Now, whether it's rehearsed or not, that is what it is. But Bissonette, he is very good at him alone getting fucked by our own government.
It's crazy.
It is gross. It's fucking gross and disgusting. But he was very good about just not saying a name. But he also didn't say that O'Neill's claims are wrong.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard too so far.
Once you get further in, but I would implore everybody to look at it. If you've been following any of the bullshit, well, I can't say bullshit. I'm just saying bullshit, like via all the social media stuff and whatever. But if you're going to file a lawsuit, I'm pretty sure you've got some receipts.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
And guess who probably doesn't have receipts?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
You see where I'm going? So it's watch the Sean Ryan show with Matt Bissonette, because it's actually telling. It's pretty telling. And with everything that's going on with Anti-Hero,
but I maybe say this, man.
It's humorous to me.
It is
the fact that you're going to be that fucking arrogant. Because let's be honest, Anti-Hero sprung up really quick. I mean, they literally went like this,
took off like a rocket, dude,
by blasting other veterans. And this is what comes up in that show. And the whole reason I brought this up is vets going against vets. Why? I'm not even a veteran, but
we are ego.
Firemen do the same fucking thing, dude.
Yes, bro. We are ego-driven creatures, bro. I mean, we are, but it's a different level of ego when you start taking into account these special operators. These guys, I mean, they go through crazy hardcore training. They're about that life, bro. So that's why I was like, I can't say nothing to these guys because I'm nobody. But at the same time, this is what bothers me because, man, it's like just seeing the vet community, the vet boy drama, the vet daddy drama. It gets on my nerves. It's and I hate it. And it's just like, we look awful as a community. And this is my other big thing about it, man. And a lot of people might disagree, but man, the war on terror, we fought this war for 20 years. Special operations did their thing doing it, man. No doubt about it. They're the cool guys. But you know what? It's guys like me and my brothers in the trenches every day, in the dudes in the Marine Corps on the front line, the guys doing the refilling, the Army guys going into these cities doing patrols every day with no special equipment, just going out walking till something goes boom, man, dude. And we get overlooked and overshadowed because we're not as cool as the guy. We're not as cool as the Navy SEAL guys. We're not as cool as the Rangers. We're not as cool as Delta guys, man. Bro, but even Jocko Willick will tell you, yeah, being a SEAL was cool, but these guys, the frontline guys, the grunts, we are the ones that carried and won that war.
And
well,
he
I ain't gonna say excuse me, not say won. We fought that war, but man, we did the heavy lifting. And you know what? We don't get any of the glory. We don't get any of it because everything is overshadowed by special operators, which is like 1%, not even 1%. Not even 5% of the community.
Yeah,
maybe 1 to 2% of the military, man. But like I said, but what we do isn't sexy, but what we do is necessary and needed. We do a lot of the heavy lifting. These guys flying on their helicopters hit a target, man, snatch somebody up, you know, do all the cool guy stuff, and they get back to the base, man. They got all their cool gear, well funded. Heck, the Marines out here fighting with old equipment and taking over cities, man, doing crazy stuff. I mean, I was out here in the army in the streets of Baghdad every day. And you know what, man? I tell people, I look at my book sales and I was like, you know what? I guarantee if I had been a Ranger or something special operations forces, I'd have a lot more sales and pull because that's what sells, man. So let me tell you all, people listening, yes, always think the guys that served in the military, but think extra the guy that wasn't that special. Because we have a lot of veterans now in the community on TikTok saying, well, if you didn't deploy to combat, you're not a real veteran. I'm like, that's stupid. Don't say that. Just signing on the dotted line tells me that you're a better person than the average American. That's enough for me. To me, you're a hero. I love you because of that, because we know what it takes and what could happen when we sign on that line. So I don't disparage any veteran that served. I don't care if you make sandwiches in a chow hall for 3 years. Thank you for doing that, because you know why? When that sandwich got to the field and I was hungry, that did something for my soul, man. That gave me something I needed. So thank you. When I was out of gas and we needed gas, and guess what? The guy had to refuel our vehicle up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You don't have to be in the military and be a special operator to be great, to be a great soldier, man. You don't. But like I said, I love those guys. I love those guys. I aspired to be them, but I wasn't that. But don't belittle people and don't think that you're better just because you're a special operator, though, dude, because you know why? We got special operators killing themselves. Everybody's killing themselves from these wars, man. They got the same problems when they get out as us. And they are only men. We are only men at the end of the day.
And you'll
men
see
and
it,
women.
You'll see it a little bit further. What Bissonnette said, he was like, everybody thinks that those 24 people that were on that mission made it happen. He goes, we wouldn't have made it home if it wasn't for one dude who decided to be a refueler. That was his MOS, and we landed, and he refueled us for 20 minutes. He was like, we wouldn't have made it home.
And we'll never know that guy's name. We'll never know his identity. We'll never know nothing about him. And we'll never be able to thank him enough, man.
But he goes, he's what completed that mission, which I thought was just so perfect. And that's why I was glad coming on. I knew you were coming on. That was perfect. And me watching that today, because, kind of doing some show prep, as Andrew says, show prep. But it does. I mean, it takes a village to be able to do that, to be able to get all of these things running and to keep our country safe and having all of our forces, whatever they are, special forces, refuelers, whether
absolutely, man,
you're building bridges, you're the engineers,
and of course, as a grunt, I'm gonna make fun of everybody that's not. Absolutely. And of course, Marines are gonna make fun of me for not being a Marine. I'm gonna call a Marine a jarhead, say you're dumb, because that's kind of what we do in this family, man.
That's why I put my crayons away.
That's what we do, man. We talk smack to each other, but at the end of the day, we know, hey, bro, supply guy. I know I was calling you a pogue, man, but hey, got any extra bullets, man? We make fun of each other, but we take care of each other. I mean, that's why I love this community, dude. I love being a veteran, and it's the same why I came into policing, man. It's a special community that goes deeper than color. It is a call to service, man, and I'm so proud to be a part of it, man. Proud to know you guys. Proud of the work you all done, man. And hey, dude, I tell people, hey, it's okay you didn't serve, man. Not everybody needs to go fight in the war. We need people here to put out fires. What happened when all the men went off the war in the 1940s? Things got crazy. We had an all women's baseball league, man. Women working in factories. Got crazy over here.
Dexter, read that comment and answer that one as we close.
Oh, I could never answer that question because I would never want to be a Marine, man. I was actually going to make a TikTok about that. I was like, man, why would I want to run 3 miles when I could just run 2?
Yeah.
Who am I trying to impress? Absolutely
Man,
not.
I gotta have Dexter. I gotta have Dexter on more often, man. He's got quite the fan club. But Dexter, I would give you a chance to say something to close it, and you're welcome to if you want. But man, what you just said, I think is a good place to close. I think that you said it all, dude. I think that's exactly the way that it should be, and I think there's more appreciation for that than people realize. I think it's widely publicized because of one of you said it earlier, money. It's unfortunately people get motivated by money, and when you're a career soldier, you're a career cop, career fireman, money isn't readily available. And when that money starts getting flashed in your face, it starts making people do some crazy things.
Absolutely.
So anything else you want to say in closing, Dexter?
Man, in closing, what was I about? I had something on the tip of my tongue, man. What was I about? Jesus.
You want Jason to go first?
Yeah, go, Jason. You go. The Percocets are doing its work on me, brother.
That boy. I just I turn my lights to green. Obviously, appreciate the veterans, and hopefully we got some. I'm not trying to plug, but Christian Bustler, who was one of our big podcast that we had, that if anybody that's listening hasn't heard his story, we'll retell it. But Dexter and Tansy kind of got me hooked up with Christian. But I appreciate, and I appreciate all the veterans I know. Dexter, obviously knowing he's going through his shoulder surgery. Christian has a lot of stuff going on as well, but I've got close friends. You guys serve, man, and you give us the opportunity to be able to do this. And I mean, I can say thank you till the sun comes up, but those thank yous aren't enough. Because
I'll take a back rub next time you come this way, my dude.
I offered you one. After our mandate. You said no. But no, with what you guys did, leaving home, going over to soils that you have no idea what the hell you're walking into. I can't thank you enough. So you give me the opportunity to provide for my family here. I'm serving here, on the home front, but no, all you guys are awesome, but you're also assholes at the same time. So that's what I love about it.
From one colored boy to a white man. I appreciate you, my dude. I appreciate you. Appreciate both of y'all.
And your wife's breakfast are awesome.
Dexter, you think about what you want to say?
Yeah, so man, I was gonna say we were talking about all the vet drama, but I'll tell you what, dude. I remember when I came back from Iraq, walking through the airport, because we were talking about your dad, James, and how he fought in Vietnam, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Bro, I was shown so much love walking through the airport. I remember
they
reading
were
the book, bro. These guys were treated like absolute garbage. I just want to say that is the blessing of being in America, is the progress that we have made. Despite the politics that went on behind the scenes with the global war on terror and everything not necessarily being on the up and up, America might not have liked the war or the politicians that got us into it, but they have continued to show love and support for the troops, and for the American people. Thank you. Y'all tell us thank you all the time, but I tell you what, you all have put aside a lot of your personal feelings. Put that aside and realize we don't get to choose the wars we fight in. We don't get to choose our battles. Only thing we get to choose is a service and sometimes a job. After that, we're at the whim of the government, man. And so you might not like the war, the president, but man, the fact that you all love and appreciate us, thank you. And when I don't tell the American public thank you enough, because I couldn't imagine coming home and having to change out of my uniform and throw it in the trash because I was afraid of what the American public would say to me. dude, it got to the point when I was coming, it was just overwhelming the amount of love and support we got. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie, the certain part, I think it's a little too much, man. We got some veterans getting a little too uppity in this country. That'll be for another podcast, man. Be expecting a little too much, man. Hey, listen, take your free meal and shut the freak up and move on, bro.
Well, I want to close. I want to close with this. You know, I said this earlier, but I want to say it again and close with this. If you were a filthy fucking animal and you disrespect our flag or disrespect our anthem, I hope you burn in hell. But what I want you to do is I want you to thank people like Dexter Pitts for giving you the right to be a dirty, filthy animal, because we live in the United States of America. And if you want to be a piece of shit, you're allowed to be a piece of shit because of people like Dexter Pitts. Dexter, thank you for coming. I know you're gonna be out of work for a little while, so I'm gonna bug you a little more. We're gonna get you back on pretty often. Jason, always glad that you're here.
When you come in Cincinnati, since you off.
Man, all right, bro. I can make that happen. I need something to do because my wife is getting tired of making me that breakfast every morning, bro. I'm telling you. It's only been a week. I'm a week post-op, and I'm already ready to get out the house, and they're ready for me to go.
As long as you can drive.
Oh, I can drive. And I will not be driving high on Percocets, I promise.
Next week.
Always safe.
Next week looks great.
Bro, I got time, dog. I'll see how I feel though.
I'll get with you,
man, because I'm still a little tender, bro.
James, you are amazing as always, and I appreciate.
Thank y'all, and thank everybody for being in the chats tonight. We had a lot of interaction tonight. So until next time, McGee, Pitts, and Kiefer are out.